Hi guys, Math Lesson 3. Make sure you have your blue books and a pencil to complete this lesson. All right, so to complete today's lesson, we are going to go through Math Lesson 3 in your blue books. This goes over some more shapes and information about shapes. This one's a little bit more fun than I think some of the previous lessons, so I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. Let's go through this. This is our application problem, and our application problem is kind of the introduction to the lesson. So here, this has the sentence and a question here. Then we're going to go ahead and draw this out and write a statement about the picture. So Rose draws 6 triangles. Maria draws 7 triangles. How many more triangles does Maria have than Rose? So if I'm seeing this question, how many more triangles does Maria have than Rose? Am I asking you to add, or am I asking you to subtract? Hopefully you said subtract. If we're comparing and we're trying to figure out how many more or less somebody has, we're going to subtract. We're not looking for how many they have together. We're trying to compare. And if we're comparing, we're going to subtract. So Rose draws 6 triangles. Let's do that part first. So we need to label our picture, and we need to write Rose, and then draw 6 triangles for Rose. You can draw any kind of triangle. I'm just going to draw a standard, regular looking old equilateral triangles for Rose. Rose drew 6 triangles, okay? This next part says Maria draws 7. So we need to label our picture and write Maria, and we need to draw 7 triangles for Maria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Maria has 7 triangles here. And Rose has 6. I don't think that lighting. Sorry, let me readjust this. I think that should make the lighting a little bit better. Yes, no. Sorry, guys. The sun's coming in kind of funny. All right, Rose has 6 and Maria has 7. So now we need to compare. How many more does Maria have than Rose? So we already figured out we need to subtract. So we're going to say 7 for Maria and 6 for Rose. So we have the 7 and the 6, and we now know we need to subtract. So we're going to subtract those numbers. Because remember, we need to subtract by the bigger number, not the smaller number. So 7 minus 6. And how much is that? Maybe you can count down and figure that out. Maybe you can use your fingers, or you can draw a picture. So you could go 7 minus 6 and then say that's 1. Or if you need to, draw that out and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and cross out 6 until all you see is 1 left. And then you know your answer is 1. Any way you need to solve it, do to solve it. Just like if you were here. Do what's best for you, okay? This next one, write the statement. So we now need to answer the question, how many more triangles does Maria have than Rose? Now we need to put that in words. So Maria has 1 more triangle than Rose. At the end of a sentence, don't forget your period. So Maria has 1 more triangle than Rose. When you are done copying this, turn the page and get ready to start the rest of the lesson. I'm going to turn in just a second, so go ahead and pause, and then I'm going to turn the page. So this is your last chance to pause before I go ahead and turn. All right. Looking at the second page and lesson number 3. Go ahead and write your first and last name under name and write the date. So my first name for this is Miss. My last name is Fisher, and the date is September 3rd, 2020. that better? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out the lighting here. All right, I think that looks better. On the first 4 objects, color one of the flat faces red. Match each 3-dimensional shape to its name. So apparently we need a red colored pencil, and I forgot to grab mine. Oh, but I do have a red pen. Just kidding. I'm good to go. All right. So you need to color one of the flat sides of the shape red. What does a flat face mean? It's just the part of it that's not looking like it's 3D. So if I were to have my water bottle here you don't see this. This is not a flat. But this on the top would be considered a flat surface, and here on the bottom is a flat surface. So if we're going to color the flat surface red, I'm going to color in the part of the cone that kind of looks like a circle. And here I colored in that flat surface red. And it's just asking us to color one of the flat surfaces. Now if you have something like a cube, it's made of a lot of flat surfaces. So I'm just going to color in one red. The top of the can. A box. And the last one is kind of a tricky one. So here we were able to color this flat surface red, this red, this red, and that red. But if we look at this last one, it's a ball. Let me go ahead and circle that ball maybe a little bit better because it's a copy. So when we go ahead and look at this ball, can you see a flat surface? And the answer should be no. It's kind of tricky. A sphere does not have a flat surface, and therefore there is nothing for you to color in red. We can for the other shapes though. Each one of them has one or more flat surfaces. We now need to draw a line from the picture to the word. Now this first one, do you know what it is? It looks like what to you guys? It looks kind of like an ice cream cone, and the name of this shape is cone. The one that looks like an ice cream cone is a cone. So we're going to draw it to the word cone. C-O-N-E. Cone. Now let's look at this next one. It looks like a die for like a game. Maybe you're playing Yahtzee or Monopoly or something, but it's a die to a game. And that is actually what's called, the 3D shape it is called a cube. And so cube starts with the k, k, k sound. So we need to look for something that's going to start with that C. So here we have rectangular prism, no, sphere. And this one has a cylinder, and this one says cube. C-U makes the k sound. So we're going to go ahead and draw a line from the cube down to the word cube. This next one looks kind of like a soda can. Tin cans are also this shape, and this is called a, hopefully you said cylinder. So you're going to draw a line from this can to the word cylinder. Now, there's only 2 shapes left. This next one looks like a tissue box. Other things this shape are just boxes in general, maybe you've seen, and it's kind of like it's made out of different rectangles, which is why it's called a rectangular prism. So we're going to draw a line from it to that top word, which says rectangular prism. And this last one is a ball, and it's just what I said earlier, it's called a sphere. So here there's the word sphere, and we're going to double check. We're not going to automatically draw the line. We need to double check. This last word is the one that says sphere. Double check that I made the right choice. Draw the line, the ball to the sphere. If you guys want now, you can take the time to color in this later. Just make sure one of the surfaces is red. So don't color on any of it more red, okay? All right. This next one says, write the name of each object in the correct column. So here we have a list of items that you might see around your house or somewhere, and we need to write what it is. So here we have a globe. This is supposed to be a tennis ball. This is a little thing here, a tissue box, a party hat, dice, and a can, and a block. So we need to figure out where they go. So here we have cubes, spheres, cones, rectangular prisms, and cylinders. So if you were to see this globe somewhere, would you say it's a cube, a sphere, a cone, a rectangular prism, or a cylinder? I am going to... So hopefully you know that the globe, like the ball, is called a sphere. So we're going to go ahead and write globe under sphere. Let's put a little check here as a reminder. Check, we did it. Let's look at this next one. It has a block. This block, it can be a cube, a sphere, a cone, a rectangular prism, or a cylinder. What does the block look like to you? Hopefully you said it's a cube. So under cubes, I'm going to go ahead and write block. And I'm going to go ahead and put a check over the word block. Check, we did it. This last one here is a tennis ball. I kind of drew in what shape it should be because it didn't copy very well. Sorry. Is it a cube, a sphere, a cone, a rectangular prism, or a cylinder? Hopefully you said it's also a sphere. And we're going to go ahead and write tennis ball down there because all balls, just like the beach ball, are spheres. Check, we completed that one. Let's go ahead and look at this next one, a tissue box. Do you think it's a cube, sphere, cone, rectangular prism, or cylinder? So it is a rectangular prism because it's made of multiple rectangles and it's a 3D shape instead of a flat shape. So I'm going to go ahead and write tissue box under rectangular prisms. So we only have a couple more shapes left. We have the dice, the party hat, and the can. So can anyone, I'm so used to being in the classroom, can you think of what the dice are? Are they the cube, sphere, cone, rectangular prism, or cylinder? Hopefully you said they're a cube. So you need to go ahead and under cube, go ahead and write dice. The next one here says party hat. Does that look like a cube, sphere, cone, rectangular prism, or cylinder? Hopefully you said it's a cone. It's kind of shaped like the ice cream cone. It is a cone. Other cones you might see are little cups that come as little cones. You can see sometimes at the bank. Ice cream cones, like I said. Ooh, I'm having trouble thinking of other cones. I don't know. It's not the most common of shapes, but it definitely is distinct. Doesn't look like the others. All right, we have one last shape. We have the can. It looks like a paint can to me. Where does it belong? It's not a cube. It's obviously not a sphere. It's not quite. It's got some flat shapes, and spheres have no flat surfaces. It's not a cone because it doesn't kind of curve and point at the one. It's not a rectangular prism, so it must be a cylinder, like a tin can or a soda can. So we're going to go ahead and write can at the end. Part 3 says circle the attributes that describes all spheres. So attributes, if you remember from the other video, are things that different shapes have in common. What do they have in common? An attribute is a characteristic. It's something you can see. So an attribute of yourself, maybe I have brown hair, or I have blonde hair, or I have red hair, but that's an attribute. An attribute of your bedroom, maybe it's a color. Could be blue or green or yellow or white. Maybe an attribute of your bedroom could also be, is it clean? Is it dirty? Is it organized? Is it not organized? And those are all attributes. They're describing things. Adjectives are attributes. So all spheres have no straight sides. Is that true? If I look at a sphere here, do I think, that has no straight sides? Hopefully you said yes, they don't have any straight sides. Can they roll? When you think of a sphere, do you think of it, what kind of shape do you think of? I think of a ball. So I think, yes, it can roll. Are they round? Yes, all spheres are round. Can all spheres bounce? No, so not all spheres can bounce because not all spheres are balls. The last part of this is part 4, and you need to circle the attributes that describe all of the cubes. So they all have square faces, are all hard, are red, or have 6 faces. So right off the bat, can we say that all cubes are red? And the answer is going to be no. We can't just say all cubes are red. So we're going to go ahead and cross that out. Another one is have 6 faces. So if I were to look at a cube, I'm going to see the different parts of it. If you see a dice, you think of it as having the different numbers, 1 through 6. And therefore, right away, that tells you, yes, they have 6 faces, because the faces are the flat areas on it. Are all cubes hard? There's no guarantee it's going to be hard just because it's made of different flat surfaces. Some are hard, but some won't be. So we can't say that about all cubes. The last one is have square faces. And yes, all of them are made of all square faces. Otherwise, it's a rectangular prism. All right, this last part is your exit ticket. Please do your best and submit this with the rest of your lesson when you submit it in the Google Classroom. All right, thanks you guys. Bye.